Should you pay off your partner's debt? Should you pay off your partner's debt? What's up, everybody? My name is Kier, and you are watching The Important Things That Really Matter. Today, we're going to be talking about a very, very extremely important subject. Should you pay off your partner's debt? Before we get into it, would you please like? Would you please share? Would you please subscribe? Would you please like? Would you please share this video? Would you please subscribe? I guarantee you, if you subscribe, you not only will have access to this video, but you'll have access to other videos that can save you thousands upon thousands of dollars and also save you a whole lot of pain and suffering. And so today, we're going to be talking about one of those subjects that's both going to save you thousands upon thousands of dollars and also save you a whole lot of pain and suffering. Should you pay off your partner's debt? I'm going to give you a whole lot to think about. This is a very important subject. I'll tell you a little story real quick. Very, very interesting story. There was a woman that I was seeing that I was interested in when I was in college, and for whatever particular reason, we were never able to, hook up. And so a number of years later, I'm back in Detroit, see this woman somewhere at a credit union. So I say, hey, how you doing? So I run up to her and say, how you doing? I say, hey, let's go out. Let's have a nice time. I'd like to get to know you again. And so anyway, she said, okay. So we went out, had a nice time, spent some time together. We talked, enjoyed each other's company and stuff like that. And so anyway, what ended up happening was, as we were, in this type of relationship, she had told me so that she was in $50,000 of credit card debt. Now, I want you to understand what I'm saying. She was in $50,000 of credit card debt. And so I'm like, well, weren't you married to, because she used to be married, she was divorced. I was like, well, weren't you married to a guy that was in the skilled trades? And so for those of you who don't know, men that work in the skilled trades, especially associated with the auto industry, make good money. They make real good money. Some of these men work 6 days a week. Some of these men work 7 days a week. Some of these men work 7 days a week in the skilled trades. And so if you're in the skilled trades and you are working in the auto industry, you're making good money. You're making really, really good money. I had a buddy of mine, he was an electrician in one of the plants, and that guy, he was making $200,000. I probably shouldn't tell people this, but especially women this, because now you'll be trying to hit these men up for money. So anyway, the woman I was seeing, her ex-husband was a skilled tradesman and worked in the auto industry. So I know he was making good money because the guy was probably working 6 or 7 days a week. So anyway, she had told me, well, he never helped me pay my $50,000 credit card off. So I'm kind of thinking to myself, okay, your ex-husband did not help you pay off this $50,000 of credit card debt, and he had the money to pay it off. And now she was looking at me to try to help her pay off the $50,000 of credit card debt. So I wasn't going to pay it off because, in my mind, one of the things you got to take into consideration, if a woman has a lot of credit card debt, one thing you need to take into consideration, men, young men and older men, is if you help pay off that that large credit card debt that the woman has, you got to remember, she accumulated that credit card debt primarily by running the street with it. She was buying clothes to run the street with it. She was buying stuff in the club, drinks to get into the club, money to get into the club. Many of the stuff, the expenses that she was probably spending on her credit card had something to do with whether it was clothes or getting into the club, money to get into the club, or drinks and all that other type of stuff. Much of that stuff that's on that credit card that she accumulated this large amount of debt has a lot to do with her being in the street. So if you help pay off that credit card, you're also funding her being in the street and going to the motel with whatever guy or whatever woman or whatever you want to talk about, back at the motel, hotel, motel with whoever she had met at the club or at the bar or somewhere. So basically, in a nutshell, if you are paying off somebody's credit card debt, you're basically, in a nutshell, for somebody running the street. Some people will agree with some. We all know that's basically what it is. We all know basically that's what it is. To fund her being in the street. I'm not gonna fund nobody being in the street. But anyway, but don't get me wrong. If you're seeing somebody on a regular basis, I think you should help a little bit. You know, if they need a little help every now and then, okay, no problem. You need a little help every now and then. I'm gonna help you a little bit, give you a little, but I'm not gonna. My goal and function is not to pay off your $50,000 of credit card debt or $100,000 of credit card debt. All right, and so this is what you funding if you are paying a credit card debt off or even student loan debt. We're gonna get to that. But anyway, I was thinking to myself, why wouldn't your ex-husband pay off your $50,000 of credit card debt when he had the money to pay it off? She couldn't really give me an answer. Well, maybe the ex-husband knew that she always kept running up debt, and which is probably the reason why he didn't pay it off. And so notice how I said ex-husband. Notice how I said ex-husband. She's no longer married to this guy anymore. She's no longer married to this guy anymore. Okay, so if that man had to pay off her $50,000 of credit card debt, he just would be out of $50,000 because he's not even married to the woman anymore. He's not even married to the woman anymore. He just would be out of $50,000, which supported her being in the street. Okay, so come to find out that the $50,000 of credit card debt that she was in really was $100,000 because she went bankrupt. She claimed bankruptcy to get rid of $50,000 worth of debt, and then ran the credit card back up to $50,000. So that's probably also part of the reason why the ex-husband didn't pay off the $50,000 of credit card debt, because she ran the $50,000 back up. The $50,000 after the bankruptcy cleared the $50,000 debt, she ran the credit card back up to $50,000 again, and her being out in the street. So anyway, so you're paying off that debt is basically just giving money away. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're involved with a woman or so, she's gonna probably need some help every now and then. And you, especially if you're eating some of her food, yeah, you should give her some money on a halfway regular basis. If you're eating her food up a lot, and you're sitting up here spending a lot of time with her, you know, using up her lights and gas and stuff, I don't have a problem with a man in situations like that where you're getting something from her also too, to try to help her every now and then when she needs some help. Okay, but to your goal and objective to pay off her credit card debt or student loan debt is not really a wise thing. Why? Because a lot of times, right after you done paid off of $50,000 of credit card debt, or right after you done paid off some student loan debt, that woman will turn right around, and there have been men that have done that. And you know what has happened to those men who have paid off credit card debt or paid off student loan debt? Well, number one, a lot of times the women, right after the debt is paid off, all of a sudden, the woman is like, well, all of a sudden, I don't love you anymore. You know, hey, sometimes we grow out of love with each other. Well, wait a minute, it wouldn't happen to have anything to do with the $50,000 of credit card debt I just paid off last month, would it? Oh, no, it has nothing to do with that. But see, last month you loved me until I paid off the $50,000 of credit card debt. And then after I paid off that $50,000 of credit card debt, now all of a sudden you don't love me anymore. Well, it just happens like that. Okay. Well, what you should have did, you should have left her with the $50,000 worth of debt, credit card debt, and she still will love you. But when you paid it off, now she don't love you. So let her keep the debt, and then she'll still be in love with you. Anyway, so that's one thing. Number two, there's men who have turned around and helped their wives pay off the student loans, pay off student loan debt, paid off student loan, and then later on they get a divorce later on. So you just sat up here, you spent thousands upon thousands of dollars helping your wife or girlfriend, because some men have literally helped their girlfriends pay off their student loan debt. And then the same thing happens. They'll turn around and say, oh, well, I don't love you anymore. And if it's not, I don't love you anymore, it's, hey, we're not on the same level anymore. Hey, she now has her degree, and so now she thinks she's better than you, even though you helped her pay off her student loan debt. Okay, but now she's gonna tell you, well, we're not on the same level anymore. Well, I have my degree and you don't, even though you don't want to pay it off her student loan debt. You know, she's so much better than you because she got a piece of paper. All right, piece of paper which has some letters on it from the college or university, but she's now so much better than you. This has happened to numerous men that turn around here and help pay off their wife's student loan debt, helped her pay out on her schooling period. And then the woman turns around and tells the man that she's now so much better than the husband who helped pay the debt off. So, back to what I was saying before. So long you let them stay with their credit card debt, let them stay with their student loan debt, and they'll still be in love with you. And if they're not in love with you anymore, and they still got student loan debt and they still got the credit card debt, well, hey, you saved yourself a whole lot of money. You saved yourself $50,000 in paying off that credit card debt. You'd have saved yourself thousands upon thousands of dollars and not helping her pay off that student loan debt. And so if she does divorce you, and you do have to remember that 80% of divorces are filed by women. 80% of divorces are filed by women. So when she does so that's almost 100%. So you get married nowadays, you just expect to get divorced. So if you get married, you can expect her to divorce you because 80% of divorces are filed by women. And if the woman's college educated with a degree, it's 90% of women with college degrees which files for divorce. So you might as well say 100%. So you're basically, in a nutshell, if you're getting married in the United States, you're getting married to get divorced for her to take half of your money, and it might take 20 years for you to recuperate financially. It might take you 20 years to recuperate financially to get all that money back. You follow what I'm saying? So is it in the best of your interest to pay off the woman's student loan debt for her to turn right back around and say that she's so much better than you now? Or after you pay it off, now she wants to divorce you, and so you done paid off her student loans, and now she divorced you, now she's trying to take half of that money in addition to you after you already paid off the student loans. And it's going to take you about 15, 20 years to recuperate financially because of the divorce. I suggest for a lot of men now, maybe it's in your best interest not to get married to begin with, because I just gave you the numbers. Look at the numbers. 80% of divorces are filed by women. 80% of divorces are filed by women. 90% of divorces are filed by college-educated women. So that kind of lets you know that, okay, well, maybe college-educated woman is divorcing you to take your half your money to pay off the student loan debts. Okay, so you can save yourself a whole lot of money by not even getting married. I already told you the numbers. I'm saying 80 and 90. You start talking about 80%, 90%, you might as well say 100%. Even if somebody says 70%, you might as well just say 100%. You're getting married to get divorced to be taken to the bank. One guy was married to his wife. I think by the time the divorce finally finalized, this guy had spent like $135,000, $140,000 of his own money to get the divorce from his wife, okay? So you gotta ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is it really worth getting married if you're going to get divorced, looking at the numbers? Okay. Is it in the best of your interest to have to take 20 years to recuperate financially from the divorce? All these things, is it in the best of your interest to pay off the woman, your wife's student loan debt, and then she turns around and divorces you, or turns around and tells you that you're not on her level anymore because now she has a degree and you don't? These are things to consider. Is it in the best of your interest to pay off the woman, your wife or your girlfriend's credit card debt, the same credit card she used to run the street with? Please like, please share, please subscribe. Please like, please share, please subscribe. I guarantee you, if you subscribe, you'll have access to my videos that will help to save you thousands upon thousands of dollars, and also help to save you a whole lot of pain and suffering. Peace.